King Fight News here. Mikey Garcia just put in another solid performance against Juan Burgos. This was probably one of his toughest fights next to the Orlando Salido fight. And, he passed his test, uh, looked excellent, showed good speed, showed a solid game plan, got shaken up again in the second round. Didn't go down, but Juan Burgos definitely showed his power and his ability to give Mikey Garcia some minor issues that Mikey Garcia pretty much had to adjust to his height, his reach, and he was able to counterpunch effectively past the second round, much like he did against Rocky Martinez, except he just was unable to knock him out, which definitely isn't a knock on Mikey Garcia. Um, as HBO pointed out, sometimes you can't always get the knockout, and you just gotta uh, stay in there composed and work your game plan. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't try and look for the knockout, leaving yourself wide open. Just stay composed and do what you do, and that's what Mikey Garcia did. And that's actually pretty much what I expected him to do. I know I didn't do a prediction video, but I bet on the fight, and I had him winning by decision. Unfortunately, he didn't get the KO, or else I would have lost the money. So happy about that. Moving forward, I'd like to see Mikey Garcia in there with guys like Rances Barthelemy, who's at the same division. Stepping up to 135 to face Yuriorkis Gamboa seems a little bit premature. However, it's a good fight. It's a good money fight, and I don't think beating Yuriorkis Gamboa proves you're a full-fledged 135-pounder. He's also someone that came from lower weight classes, and he is suffering from severe inactivity in the sport, and that doesn't help, especially against a guy that's super sharp and staying busy, like Mikey Garcia, who has all the skills to put Gamboa on his ass. Um, that's a solid fight, and he talked about the Gamboa fight. It seems like that's the direction HBO wants to go to, but there's definitely a few solid guys at 130 pounds. Rances Barthelemy is one of them who looks spectacular in a win versus Argenis Mendez. I would personally love to see that fight. I'm not 100% sold on Mikey Garcia yet, but he definitely looks to be the truth right now. I just see small, the little things, a knockdown against Rocky Martinez, and I'm not sure about his chin, per se. He doesn't really get hit with too many clean shots, which is credit to him. But I just think against the right guy, with the right amount of power, might be able to just take him out of his game. And I want to see him adjust to a real good fighter's, ability to counter him, because he's a counterpuncher. But what if he's against a superior counterpuncher? It's like the Marquez versus Mayweather situation, where you have one excellent counterpuncher, but once he's up against a better counterpuncher, Marquez just couldn't adjust to it, similar to the Tim Bradley fight. And I definitely like to see Rances Barthelemy in there with Mikey Garcia. I think that's a very intriguing fight. But other than that, the Gamboa fight's also a good money fight for him. But I don't see that as a career progression type fight, which is what Mikey Garcia should be doing. But overall, he did an excellent job counterpunching Juan Burgos. Burgos, he likes to throw a lot of punches, and he doesn't really lunge in, but he's got those long arms and that just leave natural openings for Garcia to land his power shots. And he did, and he hurt Burgos on occasion, but Burgos is a tough guy. He's got solid defense, good head movement, and he's just a real slippery guy in there. Difficult to knock out. Never been knocked out before, and I wasn't expecting Garcia to get that KO. Excellent fight, excellent fight. I think I would like to see Garcia stay at 130 just for a little bit before he moves up. I I hope he sticks with what he's been saying and not move up until his body is really grown into the weight and ready to go. Because he's a solid 130 pounder right now. He's a champion. He's getting good paydays. He got what, 700K, for this fight, which I think HBO's giving him a a solid salary, right? So he doesn't need to go anywhere, and if he does, he's kind of just rushing his career. So overall, uh, that's what it is so far. Mikey Garcia puts in another solid performance. He's on a win streak. His knockout streak has come to a halt, but he's in a again. This is the thing. If he's moving up his weight, how is his power going to carry up if he can't knock out guys like Juan Burgos, right? I think he's got to stay at that weight just for a little bit longer and fight some other solid guys that will help him progress in his career before he fights the Gamboas and Pacquiaos of the world. Let me know what you guys think. It is what it is. Peace out. Take care.